anyone of you ever seen or heard of, say, an artist who lost his feel of his fingers, or maybe a musician who can't play his instrument anymore, and that he dedicated his life to that, but nonetheless, all of a sudden he can't do that anymore? Or maybe a singer who lost his voice, and you would think, well, the main purpose of my life is over. That which I think God called me to do, I can no longer do. I can no longer accomplish. And you could say the same thing about John Milton, because John Milton, at the time that he was writing this poem, he had already lost his sight, or he was just about losing his sight. And he lost his sight, I think, at the age of 48. And the interesting thing about this poem is he starts off by basically saying, almost doubting God. Lord, why did you do this to me? Do I deserve this? How can I serve you, Lord, if you have, if that which is my main gift that I used to serve you is no longer with me? I've lost my ability. But then, as he goes further out in the poem, he regains his confidence, he regains his faith in God, and the poem ends on a very strong, positive note, where he personifies patience, and patience answers to him, and in a very encouraging and strengthening way. So, without further ado, on is Blindness by John Milton. When I consider how my light is spent, ere half my days in this dark world and wide, and that one talent which is death to hide, lodged with me useless. Though my soul more bent to serve there with my Maker, and present my true account, lest he returning chide. Did God exact day labor, light deny? I fondly ask. But patience, to prevent that murmur, soon replies, God doth not need man's work or his own gifts. Who best bear his mild yoke? They serve him best. His state is kingly, thousands at his bidding speed, and post o'er land and ocean without rest. They only serve who only stand and wait. So this poem was written in 1673. John Milton lived between 1608 and 1674. So this poem was written at the end of his life, or rather published at the end of his life. But it's interesting, the note that where it says, so he says, and that one talent which is death to hide. That's a reference to Matthew chapter 25 about the parable of the talents, where that unfaithful, slothful servant buried his one talent and to not use it for the Lord. So he's almost basically saying, I don't want to do the same thing, so Lord help me. And then he ends the poem by saying, you can also serve God by just trusting and waiting on him and standing in faith. Thank you.